My father got married in secret from my mother and transferred all the property to her, despite the fact that we live in debt. 17 years ago, my parents embarked on their marriage, eventually creating our family of 5, myself, my younger sister, and brother. However, about 2 years ago, my dad's behavior took a bizarre turn. He became distant, irritable, and lashed out with anger, causing turmoil within our household. This upheaval coincided with my own mental struggles that began in my sophomore year when I was 16. It became unbearable. I resorted to self-harm and found it challenging to attend school. Unfortunately, my dad's response was violent, resorting to physical abuse, while my mom, at times, also resorted to it, though my dad's actions were far more severe. The anguish I endured made the year the most harrowing of my life. However, 3 months ago, a woman reached out to my mom, revealing that my dad had another family, a wife and an expecting child. This revelation sparked a cataclysmic confrontation between my parents. Initially denying the allegations, my dad's and mom's heated arguments escalated, leading to physical altercations where they both resorted to violence. Eventually, my mom called the police, yet their intervention was limited, advising my mom to pursue a restraining order. My dad, an engineer by profession but choosing to run 2 restaurants, left the house to tend to his businesses after the tumultuous events unfolded. Following the police's departure, the weight of the situation settled upon us. We discovered my dad had been leading a double life, maintaining a whole other family for 2 years. The complexity arises from my mom's inability to divorce him for at least 3 more years due to their connected visa or green card status. If they divorce, the green card will expire, jeopardizing our residency here in the US, as Saudi is our birthplace. But America has been our home for our entire lives. Despite my dad hurling hurtful words at my mom, she's devised a plan to deceive him into believing she forgives him and desires to salvage their marriage. This ruse is necessary because my dad has placed everything under his name, including the house and both businesses, originally my mom's, as she dedicated herself day and night to their success. Adding to the chaos, my dad showered his other wife with lavish gifts, including a Range Rover and trips to Florida. Remarkably, this woman was initially an employee at our restaurant, hired by my parents out of compassion since she was homeless and had experienced multiple abusive relationships. However, she turned out to be quite volatile herself, with a history of abusing her former husbands. There were even incidents where she screamed at my dad and reportedly held a knife to his throat. Astonishingly, despite these events, my dad never left her until my mom discovered their arrangement. Evidently, he had made a pact with her, threatening divorce if she ever revealed the truth to my mom. Additionally, my dad handed me the other wife's old, dilapidated Kia Soul when he purchased the Range Rover for her. Initially thrilled, believing it was a gift for me, I soon realized it was merely the discarded vehicle of his former wife. Upon their divorce, he reclaimed the car from her and bestowed it upon me. However, his gesture triggered an explosive reaction when he returned home with the car and witnessed my mom in tears. He erupted, asserting that spoiling his wife was his prerogative. Furthermore, amidst all this, he bought the other wife an apartment and generously handed her over $600,000. Meanwhile, my mom, siblings, and I scrimped and saved for 2 years, strictly allocating our funds to necessities under the pretense that my dad was going through financial hardship. Unbeknownst to us, he was lavishing these resources on his secret affair. For the past 3 months, he subjected my mom to relentless mental abuse, branding her as crazy and demanding she cease discussing the issue. Threatening divorce, he sets ultimatums, even recently screaming at her for crying, coercing her to leave her own room under the threat of divorce. He degrades her, deeming her useless and only occasionally good for his satisfaction, spewing repulsive and degrading remarks at her. Let me introduce you to my incredible mom. She's been the backbone of our family, virtually raising us single-handedly as my dad was seldom around. Despite his unjust criticism of her parenting, my mom tirelessly engaged us in various sports and activities, shuttling us to and from these events. She worked long hours at the restaurant yet always managed to come home and prepare dinner for us, embodying the epitome of love, care, and kindness. Lately, I felt like I've shouldered the weight of the entire household. My anxiety, pre-existing, has heightened to the point where I struggle to keep any food down. Nevertheless, I'm determined to support my mom, my siblings, and everyone else in the family. It's excruciating to feign affection and respect for my dad. fearing that any discord might lead to his divorcing my mom, shattering our lives irreparably. Initially, my dad would guilt-trip my mom, suggesting she return to Saudi Arabia to her parents, claiming he was unworthy. Yet, we suspect his ulterior motive was to have her out of the house so he could bring his other wife to live with us. Additionally, a week after my mom discovered the truth, he threatened suicide, prompting a frantic search with the police, only for it to be a ruse, leaving us shattered. He siphoned off $5,000 from our household funds, potentially to purchase a used car for his other partner. His deceit knows no bounds, utilizing $100,000 of my mom's money to buy the other woman a Range Rover. It's utterly incomprehensible that this woman, who emerged from a shelter, would be the catalyst for such despicable actions by my dad. Let's get 1,000 subscribers on this channel. Love you.